Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Haven't done a verses in a while. I think I'm going to do a verses today. And I'm gonna do it just a little bit, teeny tiny bit different. Now, that is an exchange between Dr. Doom and Iron Man from the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I believe that was season 2. Now, before I get off into what I'm going to get off into, I need y'all to do what y'all do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when you get new alerts, you can come to this page right here. Come to this page and watch the new stuff. That's what subscribe is all about. So you can know when I drop new stuff. Like this, for instance. Okay. Now in that video clip, Dr. Doom seemed to be getting the better of Tony Stark because, number one, I think Dr. Doom's armor is a little more all-encompassing. What Doom needs in his armor is in his armor, whereas Tony Stark, while constantly improving and updating your armor, is cool. It doesn't do a whole lot of good if you update your armor and the stuff you updated with still can't beat the cat with the old stuff. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, off and on, these two have fought for years, with it never really being a clear victor. I want to look at some of the accoutrement that is included in their specific armors and just kind of come to a conclusion at that point of who will overcome who. And then, I'll add in that X factor because it is that X factor and give you a result of what's going to be going on with this versus. Now, stumbled across this. 20 most OP weapons hidden in Iron Man's armor. This takes place December 25th, 2018. So it is before Endgame. Flamethrowers, okay, impressive. That's cool for basic mugs, but I don't think that would do you much good against somebody like Joe. Holographic projectors, and as you'll notice, they're including devices from both the MCU and the 616. So Tony's kind of stacked for this. Again, hologram projectors, probably not the best device to deploy against Doom. Strength enhancement, yeah. Doom's armor is bionic, so you're going to need some kind of strength boost. And his strength in his armors can be boosted to the 100-ton range easily. So, yep, Very useful. Remote operation. We saw that in Spider-Man Homecoming when he used the jets to save the ferry boat. Multiple projectile launcher. Again, heavy artillery, that might be cool against, some basic opponents. Don't know what it would do against Doom. And if him using his multiple projectile launcher was any indication in that clip when they were fighting, Doom can render any kind of projectiles hurled at him useless. Minigun, M134, 6-barrel rotary machine gun shooting 6,000 rounds a minute. That ain't doing jack to Doom's armor. Lasers, that might be something effective if he can find a way to get past the force field. Repulsors, standard weapon. We know that's going to be something that'll be used to keep him at bay. Defeat him with repulsors, not so sure. Unibeam, tougher version of the repulsor ray coming out of the chest. Again, don't know if that's powerful enough. I don't know what they're going to make arc reactors be when the Fantastic Four and or Dr. Doom are introduced, but I'm taking a wild guess here and saying somebody like Reed Richards or Victor Von Doom can come up with a better power source than an arc reactor. Just saying. Freeze beam, they both have freeze beams. So, draw. Pulse bolt. Basically a pulse bolt. I didn't know those were pulse bolts coming out of the Mark II, 3, whatever that is. It is a beam that when he fires it, the further it travels, the stronger the impact it makes will become. I could see that being effective at distance. Energy blade. He can envelop a normal blade with repulsor energy and make it into an energy blade, or he can make an energy blade out of the forearm of his gauntlet. Varying forms of success with that. You might be able to find some success with that. Pulse barrage. It's a mid to close range attack, and it's basically just carpet bombing for the most part, but I don't see how effective that's going to be against Doom and his force field. Smart missiles. If you can get one of those on Doom, I could see that doing some damage. Hypervelocity impact. Hypervelocity impact is basically just software that enables Stark to react faster and more agile to a threat, so much so that sometimes, depending on the threat, it can project, an electrical bubble around him, which again works as great defense. Defensively, maybe not. Tri-beam, modified form of a Unibeam, just a wee bit tougher. Then you got the multi-beam, which is basically his ability to absorb energy and redirect it back at its target. That would probably be effective. Pentabeam is just a super duper colossally charged 5-element beam that combines electricity, sonics, and I think a couple other things in a devastating blast. So I can see that being effective. Omnibeam, the most powerful one he can project, and it says that it is almost as hot as the chromosphere of the sun. So yeah, I could see that. And then that too has an ultrasonic attack that can stun superhumans as strong as the Hulk. So that would be extremely effective. The old proton cannon. We remember that from Marvel versus Capcom, and we know what it can do. Given he gets the opportunity to whip something out like that, um, yeah, it could be very deadly indeed. Now, while Doctor Doom doesn't have the arsenal that Stark does, everything that he has is for the most part standard, or most of it is. And then the stuff we see him rocking with, and I hate that the picture we first see him with is him choking T'Challa out, but I mean, Doom War was Doom War, y'all. It happened. Freeze gloves, like I told you before, Doom has that capability. I could see why that may or may not be useful in a fight. And electrical field, that's probably his most effective weapon. People touching him and getting the heck shocked out of him. Inhibitor ray, probably very effective. It simply just enables people to not be able to cause him harm. I know that's a plot device type of thing, but I mean, they made it. It happened. Sonic drill, probably not as effective as it needs to be against someone like Stark. Knuckle rockets, potentially, if they have the ability to neutralize the Human Torch when he's at full power, they might do something to Stark. I see that being a useful weapon. Stun Shocker. Stun Shocker is basically just what it says. It stuns enemies and knocks them out. I would think that's based on something biological, so that might not be as effective against Iron Man. Intensified molecule projector. He can basically just make stuff out of, well, let's read what it is. Okay. It basically creates synthetic molecules that when they interact with oxygen form solid stone that can be hurled at an enemy. I can see that slowing the Hulk down a little bit. Stark might have something ready for that. Fingertip darts. Again, just like they say, unless he's got like super duper accuracy and he can hit Doom in the eye. I mean, he can hit Stark in the eye piece with it or something like that. That's probably something to use after you found a way to crack his armor. But if you ain't able to crack his armor, a poison dart a la James Bond ain't gonna do much to an armor guy. Mini missile launchers, again, exactly like it says, depending on what the payload in that missile is, it may or may not do something to Tony Stark. And instant hypnotism impulsor. Yeah, that might be the game changer right there. I can hypnotize you. Now, a lot of Doom stuff sounds cheesy and dated, but in a fight, I see that being useful. Then on top of that, we didn't even mention that his primary weapon, sorcery, that he likes to use, is something that Iron Man more often than not doesn't have an answer for. So in this versus, hands down, I'm going with the greatest villain of all time, Dr. Doom. I got him taking Stark. Period. You agree? You disagree? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. How y'all feel about that? Dr. Doom versus Iron Man. And as always, I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.